Hello.
I'm Sam.
I'm
and welcome
Kai.
back to another episode of Two Peas Potting, a bookish podcast with our bookish banter and I'm not even going to lie to you anymore, a lot of judgment.
Yeah, it's not even a side at this point.
It's the main dish, okay? Main course in it.
To be fair, I mean, that's kind of the whole purpose of this podcast.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I mean, that's just our judgment. Like, it doesn't mean that, you guys are going to feel the same way as us. Like, Sam and I don't even feel the same most of the time.
That's true.
Well,
Sometimes. I convinced you on this one.
Yeah, you made my fucking glass shatter. But, again, in my defense, I read this one before the other one.
That's fair.
So, okay, and with that, leading up to it, today we are covering The Tenant by Freida McFadden, yours truly's favorite.
Honestly, though, okay, I will say, I'm going to start this with judging a book by its cover. I guess judging a book by its cover post-read, I thought it was going to be a lot more intense based on the cover than what it was.
Well, this cover is rather intense
looking,
though.
So. And that's what I was like. I was expecting more like, death, blood, 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 murder.
Yeah, definitely more Norman Bates is where I was going, kind of like when you just it's definitely where I saw it going. Yeah, Sam has some thoughts on this
and they're not good. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, that's why this podcast is just our opinions on things. Like, we love to hear other people's feedback. If you give us feedback, like, please give it to us. We'd love to hear you guys' take on these too.
Yes, I like other people's opinions.
Yeah. Like, I read the reviews. I read people's reviews. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes me feel really validated, though. Like, when I feel like everybody had, like, oh my god, this was so good. This was the best. And I was like, did we read the same book? And I finally find somebody who, like, agrees with, like, the same, like, finds the same things that I was like, what? In a book, I'm like, okay, I feel validated in my feelings now. Thank you.
I feel so much better.
But.
So, sorry, I'm, like, pouring up stuff.
The Tenant.
On Goodreads, it has a 3.83 rating, so let's start with that.
I don't remember what I gave it. I think I gave it a 3.
Yeah, you gave it a 3.
See, I was nice. It was average. It was fine. Nothing to call home to mama about, okay?
I feel like a 3, though, is that, like, it's such a solid rating in the way of it's like, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it's average. It's right in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be mad about average, because, I mean, C's get degrees. Come on.
Bad. The more I've sat on it, I'm like, I wish I would have rated it a little lower. I think now I would probably give it a 2 or a 2.5.
That's fair. I rated it a 4. But now, after realizing things, it'd probably be like a 3 or a 3.5 now.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty low rating for me.
It is. Well, that was like when I texted you and I was like, hey, things are feeling a little familiar. And you're like, what? And I'm like, am I going crazy? Like, are we reading the same book? And then when you came back and you're like, okay, no, I see it now. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I had to sit and, like, think about it. And it would hit me randomly. Like, I'd be laying in bed and then I'd think about, like, oh my God. But, in my mind, when I was reading The Surrogate Mother, there were, towards the end, when she was going to meet, the surrogate mother's parents and whatnot, I was like, why am I getting deja vu right now? Because I feel like I've read this before. And that's when it hit me, and I was like, holy crap, because I got it mixed up with this book.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, yeah. When she goes and does her investigating, or he does.
She does. He does in this book. She does in the other book. So, for anyone who hasn't caught on to what we were saying, when I was reading this book, I was getting very strong surrogate mother vibes. Things were just, like, paralleling so much between the surrogate mother and the Tenant. Like, the only thing that was really different was, like, the main character was a dude in the Tenant, and it was a girl in the surrogate mother.
Which, fun fact, she actually put in the author's note at the end of this book, this is her first time she's ever done a male POV, and she had to get her husband's take on it a lot, because he would be like, yeah, no, a dude would never say that.
That's funny.
So this was her first time ever doing, like, a male, like, main character
And
POV.
I don't feel like the male POV was bad. I was confused, though. When I first started reading this, I was like, is this a guy? Or is this a girl? And then it said, like, Mr. And I was like, oh, it's a dude. Okay.
I know, the name Blake, like,
I know, that's what I was like, Blake.
So.
And I was like, Is it a boy or a girl? Like, the answer still has not been.
Like, it's not clear.
But, so it follows, what's his name? Kevin? No, not Kevin. Blake. We just said that. Yeah, Blake.
We literally...
Oh. It's been a long day.
It's your pre-Friday.
Oh my gosh, and I thought Tuesday was a Friday, so going back to work on Wednesday was a real punch in the gut.
Ooh. Oh, that's way too early in the week to think it's Friday.
Yeah,
oh,
it was tough. But anyway, the story starts with Blake, and he just got a promotion to VP of this like company, and the story starts out with him talking about how the position opened up, and it was because the last guy jumped out the fucking window and killed himself because of the stress and pressure of the job.
Which, that is such a wild start to a book. Let's just start there for a second. I got this job because the last guy jumped out of a window. Like, whoa.
I was like, but why? Why did he jump?
I have questions
that have not been answered.
They never really were.
Like, you just, like, drop this on you, and you're like, okay, and you're like, no, but why?
Like, can we have a little backstory, please? Like, just a little bit.
And he was talking about how hard he had worked during this promotion, and he really hasn't gotten to spend time with his wife because he's been staying at the office to work. And he finally calls and tells his wife, dress up real nice.
Fiance.
Huh? Fiance. Yeah, Fiance. Hey, get dressed up all nice. I'm taking you out to dinner. A nice dinner, because I make VP money now.
He got that good money, the make it rain money.
Yeah, he does. And
which, I mean, as soon as you just started talking about it, again, it sounds like the start of The Surrogate Mother.
Yep.
You're just blowing my mind left and right now.
It's literally 1-for-1, like, basically the same. There's, like, some changes, but the overall, like, main idea and, like, concepts are the same. This book feels real cheap to me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that too. And again, like, I did really like it, but I read it before The Surrogate Mother. And we all know The Surrogate Mother was not my favorite.
I did not like it either.
I think so far on my list of Freida books I've read, it's my least favorite one.
Yeah, it's not my favorite at all. At all. But, so he goes, he's like, hey, we're gonna go out to a nice dinner. Hangs up the phone, starts packing up his shit. And the boss's secretary comes in and she's like, he needs to see you now. And he's like, well, that's not good. What could he want to see me about? I've literally only been in this position for like a week. And he goes into the office and the dude's like, sit down. And he's like, okay, man, like, we've been friends for like ever. I don't know what your big deal is, my guy. And basically he gets fired. And he's like, why am I being fired? And he's like, you know what you did. And he's like, really don't know what I did. And he's like, you sold all of our secrets to a rival company. How dare you do that? I thought we were friends. And he's like, I didn't. And he's like, don't fucking lie to me. Get out. And he's like, can we have a conversation about this? Nope. Bye. You're done. You're done. Bitch the dough.
Yeah.
And so his whole world gets like shattered out from under him. And he has to go home and tell his fiance, like, hey, you know how we've been planning for a wedding and have this really nice house in New York? And I had this job where I made a lot of money. Well, that's gone, and now we have to somehow figure out how to keep this house with no money. Also, they did not do a very good job with the savings.
No, they were definitely like, they were those spenders that they have the money, so they're just gonna spend it. They don't gotta worry about the future because, like, nothing bad's gonna happen to them. Why would it?
And so,
you know, they had definitely that.
They had like 2 months worth of their mortgage and savings. And that was it. And so they're like, well, that's not good.
What now? Yeah. And it was so bad, too, that, like, him finding a new job would be so difficult because of how big the company he worked for was. The boss was going to give him a nasty review no matter where he went. So he wouldn't get a job. Basically.
And it took a long time for him to find a job.
It did, yeah. It took a while.
And so his fiance was like, maybe we should, like, get a roommate. Like, I know this isn't ideal, but we should probably do that or we're going to lose the house.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Not going to do that. And then he finally was like, yeah.
Like, okay,
we gotta do that. I don't want to lose this house because he didn't want to go back to his hometown and work for his dad's hardware store, which he would have owned a hardware store.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, like, wanting to, like, create your own path and whatever, but it's like, I mean,
that would have been easy money.
Easy money, and it's like, eventually, if you didn't want to do it anymore, you could still keep it and just have somebody run it for you. You know?
And to sell that house they had in New York, they would have made a pretty penny.
Pretty penny, because it was a brownstone.
It's so fancy. You can't even park in front of your house. I don't feel like it's that fancy.
Honestly.
I mean, I guess for New York, but whatever.
That's true.
And I don't remember what his fiance does for work. Oh, she works at a dry cleaner.
Oh, that's
right. That's how they met.
Oh, yeah. It's been a minute since I've read this book, and so, like, stuff is slowly coming back to me, and it has been since Sam, shattered my world.
Welcome. So, they are interviewing applicants for to be their roommate and to rent one of the bedrooms in their house. And a bunch of just wackos.
Especially that one lady.
Oh no, I feel like the one lady wasn't as bad. The dude who came and drilled a hole in their wall, I would have lost my ever-loving mind.
I forgot about that guy.
Would have pissed me off so bad. Like, I would have punched somebody in the face and be like, you're not fucking drilling in my wall, dude. You don't even live here yet. Yeah. But the lady was also kind of crazy, but I don't know. I feel like I can handle, like, the kooky, like, oh man, that's a story to tell people later, unlike the guy who was damaging my home.
That's fair. I forgot about him. That lady just made, like, a lasting impression in my brain because she was just so
out there.
She was like Drew in Go Hex Yourself.
Yeah. She reminded me of oh my gosh, what is that professor's name from Harry Potter? The one who reads the tea leaves. Her.
Trelawney?
Something like that.
No, that's a different one.
But her.
Yes. But the one that was yes. Oh my god.
That's who it reminded me of. Because she he opens the door for her and she's like salting the entrances. She's like, I have to ward off the spirits. And he's like, okay, lady. And he's like, interior monologue, like, great. Now I get to clean up a bunch of fucking salt before the next person comes.
Oh, yeah, that's totally...
I also pictured her, like, shaking the salt around, how the girl in Hocus Pocus does when they're in the room, and she's like... Like, yes. That's how, like, I imagine her, like, in their house, just, like, whipping this salt around everywhere.
God, yes. Oh, as soon as you were saying shaking the salt, I knew you were going to talk about the girl from Hocus Pocus.
So a mix of the two. And, like, they're going through, and he's like, I just need to get this lady out of here. But if I just shoo her away, like, Chris is gonna get mad, so I have to, like, show her something. And then Krista comes and shakes her hand, and the lady's like, oh, you have to get out of here. He's gonna murder you. I just see blood everywhere. And the fact, like, he was like, get the fuck out of my house. You're fucking psycho. Please leave. Yeah. And she was, like, scared about it. Like, I could not imagine my fiance, like, believing some random kook off the street that my potential husband was gonna murder me from shaking my hand.
Yeah, that felt a little like, okay. One, why are you so gullible to believe this perfect stranger that comes into your house, shakes salt everywhere, and is like, oh my god, you're gonna die? And, like, two, why do you keep giving it a second thought?
Yeah. And,
like, you believed it, but why do you keep going back to it?
And if you believe it, why are you staying with this man?
Like, if you believe it, then get the fuck
like,
out.
If that's, like, a legitimate, like, oh, maybe he will murder me. Leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if her saying that triggered all these thoughts in your brain where you're like, oh, he does kind of give off weird vibes every once in a while. It's like, then maybe you should leave. You know, like,
bitch, the dough.
If somebody's giving you, like, killer vibes, maybe don't be with them. Just a thought.
Yeah. So then they get the crazy lady to leave, and he's like, you don't actually think I'm gonna kill you? And she's like, no. And he's like, why would you hesitate? That feels like it should be an immediate, like, no, absolutely not, honey. Like, I know you won't kill me.
Yeah, it should be an immediate no, especially, well, how long... Splinter, you're wet. Get off of me. Sorry. When Dad just came and leaned on me and he's all wet. But like, how long were they together for?
I feel like a while.
A few years,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So it's like you know somebody after being together for a few years. So like,
but in their defense, like people have been married to like serial killers and had no idea. But the serial killer never went after them. So I feel like that's different.
That's true.
Like they were never in danger.
They never hurt their wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very true. Or husbands, you know, whatever. They didn't hurt their spouse.
But
there's always signs.
Yeah. But so they're like are both like kind of shaken up. Like she's shaken up because she's like, oh, maybe he will kill me, and he's shaken up like, the fuck? No, I wouldn't. And then another person comes to the door to come look at the room, and they open the door, and he's like, oh man, like she's kind of hot, and he's like, not that I would do anything, but like I can look. It's fine.
Yeah. And this is all his like inner monologue talking.
And so they show her the room. And they're like, wow, she's pretty fucking normal. And they're talking with her, and they're like, okay, well, do you want this? Like, we still have to do, like, a background check and everything on you, but, like, do you want to live here? She's like, yeah. And they're like, cool, we found a normal fucking person in New York City. What a treat.
Apparently it's far and few in between.
Oh, yeah. I feel like fun.
I wouldn't know. I've never been to New York.
I feel like New York and San Francisco give off similar vibes.
Oh, yeah, that okay. That's a fair argument.
So the girl that they have move in, her name is Whitney, and Blake and Whitney kind of like hit it off right off the bat. She's like, oh yeah, like I've like been couch surfing, like my living situation was really bad before this, like thank you so much, like I'm trying to get back on my feet. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And he's like, yeah, if you want, like you can use my shampoo and conditioner. Oh, you haven't had this cereal in so long, you can have some of it. I don't mind sharing. And she's like, oh wow, thanks. You're so generous. And that's when things start to go downhill very fast.
Yes. That is something that was kind of, that I liked in this book, was things started happening pretty fast. Like, it wasn't like a build-up. It was just like, as soon as she came in, that's when the shift started happening. And it was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Like, she was there for like a week.
This girl, she seems normal. If that. But yeah. And like, she had this very normal seeming presence, and she's bringing all this like weirdness into the house. Like, whoa.
So the first thing is he goes to take a shower, and all of his shampoo and conditioner is gone. And he's like, damn, like I said she could use it, but fuck, now I have to smell like a girl and use coconut shampoo. I'm just like, oh my. When I read that, I was like, no one's smelling you. Like, get the fuck over it.
But I swear that's what guys think. Like, my dad says that sometimes when he has to use my mom's, or like when he's used my body wash in the past and it's been all girly and fruity. And I'm like, well, then don't use my body wash. How about that?
Yeah, weirdo.
Yeah, and like put on deodorant, maybe spray some cologne, and you won't smell like
a girl.
A girl.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, don't you have anything else to put on your body?
Doesn't last that long.
Yeah. It's like the initial shower.
It's not like literally, and like a few hours afterwards, and that's about it, because you smell clean, and then like the day happens, and no one's gonna be sniffing your skin like, oh my god, you smell like
a woman.
Cucumber. Like, no.
Yeah. Your hair smells like vanilla and coconut. Why are you sniffing my hair, you freak?
Why are you sniffing my hair? And it's like, why would you know exactly what scents are in my hair?
You freak.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep, boys. It's not that deep.
It's really not.
And then he goes down to have some of his cinnamon toast crunch.
It was just a deadpan. Cinnamon toast crunch.
And CT crunch. And the box is empty, and he's like, why wouldn't she just throw the box away if she ate it all? Like, I don't even care, but like, throw the box away. Why leave the box still on the counter? Because that just gives you false hope. Which is such like a man thing to think.
Yeah, it is. I mean, your voice that you just did, it just immediately gave me Ashton.
He sounds when he complains about things.
Why wouldn't you just throw it away?
Why wouldn't you just throw it away? Like, why would you keep it up here? It's not even fun.
I mean, that is kind of fair, because I do hate when I get an empty box and I'm like, oh man, I wanted that. Blaine
does that. Or he'll leave like this much, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't gone. You couldn't finish it.
Your bowl couldn't have that much extra cereal.
The 3 more pieces that you needed?
Literally.
Ugh. But he's like, oh man, so frustrating. And then he goes to work and he starts like, he finally finds a temp job somewhere.
Where was it? I think it was just like a random office.
Yeah, but he's like basically like a coffee runner, so bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Back to started from the top, now we're back at the bottom.
Yeah, which has gotta suck.
Oh god, that must be like a gut punch to the ego. Like honestly, I couldn't imagine, and especially like the way that like the higher ups were talking to him, like you don't know what you're doing, and he's like, I've literally been above you. Like, yes, I do. And he wasn't even being, like, a dick about it. He was like, well, if you want, like, my input, let me know. Like, he just wanted to be, like, helpful. And they're like, no, we know what you did. And he's like, cool.
He's like, cool.
Didn't do that, but whatever. And he's at work, and he's, like, getting, like, super itchy. And he, like, opens his shirt, and he has hives. All over the place, like
all over,
totally broken out in a rash, and he's like, "Oh my god, the new girl is using whatever the chemical. There was lemon something. It's some sort of like chemical that they use in laundry detergent that he's like super allergic to."
Yeah, he's like, in my mind, I was envisioning that he had to use like that, the Seventh Heaven or whatever it's called.
Seven Generations.
You see it at Target.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah. And so he has to use like free and clear detergent basically, with none of those harsh chemicals because he breaks out. And so he's like, oh my gosh, and she didn't she's using detergent with this stuff in it after I already told her that she can't use it in the wash because it's gonna taint my laundry, and she's using it anyway. And then this dude, like this was on him. Like, I can't defend him much on this one. He shows up at Whitney's work, and she works at, like, this diner. And that morning, they had talked about how, like, oh, yeah, come to my work, and I'll give you some cake. I was like, congratulations on your first day at your new job. And this...
Which was very sweet of her to offer, you know, that was super sweet.
So nice. And he comes in, and he's like, stop using my shampoo, quit eating my cereal, quit eating my apples, and quit using laundry detergent in my washing machine. And she was like, cool, you're a fucking prick. Get the fuck out of my place of work. Yeah. Like, go away.
Place of work, when she was, like, thinking, you know, hey, maybe, like, we can be friends, you know? Like, she wasn't, like, trying to make a move on him or anything. She was like, yeah, he's attractive, but he's, like, he's my landlord, so nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're just friends. Like, and it'd be nice to have a friend. And so he, like, leaves, and I was like, dude, why couldn't you wait until she got home? Like, go, enjoy the piece of cake, and be like, hey, can I talk to you about a few things when you get home? It's not that big of a deal. Literally. But, like, just remind me when you say so. When you get home. Like, that's where the conversation could have gone. But no.
It didn't need to go. He went from, like, he came in at 100.
Yeah, 0 to 100.
He didn't go from 0 to 100, but he came in at 100.
Like, and the fact that he just, like, got mad about it, and, like, he was venting to Krista about it, and she's like, well, why don't you just talk to her? Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then he made it a very, 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 very big deal. Like,
a very big deal. Like, I understand, like, that rash sounded horrible and awful and very painful, but, like...
She didn't know.
I don't know. She didn't know to the extent, and also, like, how thrown off she was by it. She's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And so then she gets home, and she's like, I'm not talking to this fucker. I'm not interacting with you at all. Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking psychopath, dude. And then more and more things start disappearing, and, like, his rash keeps getting worse. And Krista's finally like, do you want me to, like, take your clothes to the dry cleaner and do them there? Like, they won't notice. Then you won't be breaking out in a rash anymore. And he's like, no, I don't want to make you do that. And she's like, okay, well, I'd rather do that than you be freaking miserable because you're cleaning the washing machine like a psychopath and it's still not getting better. And he's like, okay, yeah, fine. Yeah. And then they have fruit flies start showing up everywhere and, like, being clean. He's like a clean freak. And so, like, Whitney leaves her, like, food, because she gets food from the diner, so she leaves, like, the to-go containers in the fridge, and like there's some in the fridge that are all like mildewed because they've been in there for too long, and like they were pushed to the back and she forgot about them. And so every time he sees her, he's like, "Can you not do that? Like, what is your problem?" And she's like,
yeah.
"What the fuck, dude? Like, I'm not even doing that. Like, quit jumping around in the middle of the night." And she's like, "I'm not." He's like, "I can hear you." And she's like, "Okay, you're hearing shit. Like, are you losing your mind? Because that's what it seems like." And things just keep like escalating. And then eventually they have this fish. And one day they come downstairs and the fish is dead. And there's bleach in the bowl, in the fish bowl.
And mind you, okay, just a little quick backstory on the fish for a minute. It was Krista's idea to get the fish because it was practice for when they become parents.
The most unrealistic animal to practice for being a parent. Like the most
But she wasn't ready to commit to a cat or a dog.
Maintenance animal.
Literally.
I can't commit to a cat or a dog, but a baby? Maybe.
The fish will determine if we have a baby or not.
So they loved it like a child. And so the fish was dead. And so then immediately he was like, "Whitney did it! She put bleach in the bowl!" And like they both go up to the bowl and they're like, "I don't smell bleach." And he's like, "It's in there. I smell it. There's bleach in the fish bowl."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, like the fish just died." She's like, "Can you just be more sympathetic that our fish died?" And he's like, "Well, it's a fish." Kristen was like, "How dare you not be more sad about our fish dying?" He's like, "Well, can't we just flush it?" And she's like, "We have to have a memorial for it." And that, I was like, okay, that...
The audacity to flush a fish. A fish!
That's a little
down
much.
The toilet. Like, I've had fish before, and that's how I would bury all of them. I would flush them down the toilet. I mean...
Yeah, like, it's sad, but, like, fish are gross.
It's a fish!
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I don't know. So they had to, like, pull it together, and they buried this fish in the backyard. And I loved the side conversation of, like, well, how deep do we bury the hole? They're like, well, it's 6 feet for a person, so I guess based off the fish's body, maybe, like, 6 inches.
Which was so funny.
Like, and I was like no, because you realize that's just gonna get dug up by a cat, right? 6 inches is not that deep.
It's not. It's really not.
And so they bury the fish, and then Chris is like, "Do you want to say a few words about Goldie, the goldfish?" And he was like, "Okay, I gotta play into this bit because she's sad. Like, I can't let her be sad." And so he's like, "Yeah, Goldie, you're a good fish. You swam in the bowl. You really liked your food. Rest in peace, buddy."
Which, I mean, what can you really say about a fish?
Yeah, But then, Whitney, this bitch, because after, like, the first few times of, like, him accusing her of shit, she just kind of leaned into it and would, like, smirk at him just to make him feel more crazy, because she's like, "Sorry, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself."
Oh, which I love that. I was like, okay.
And so then she gives this whole big old long speech about how Goldie was part of the family, and every time she passed his tank, she felt joy, and blah, 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 blah. And like Chris is like, "Thank you so much. That means the world to me." And he's like, "It's a fucking fish!"
Honestly, which, like, I have to agree with him, honestly, because I don't think I wasn't even that deep about my fish, and, like, I loved my fish when I had them, but, like, I wasn't. It was a fish.
Yeah.
You know?
How close can you get to a fish?
Unless you can hold the said fish, then it's like, okay, what kind of fish you got? If you can just, like, sit there, hold it, and pet it, and, like, do stuff with it.
Sick. No, thank you. So...
There's an image for it.
So Blake is, like, going in this, like, spiral. And he's just, like, not doing good. He's not sleeping. His house is just constantly dirty from flies that he can't figure out where they're coming from. His relationship is being damaged with Krista because Whitney is being crazy and, like, using all of his shit. And he can't wear normal clothes because the clothes make him itchy. And so then Krista's finally like, "Why don't my friend Becky and her husband invited us over for dinner. Like, let's just go get a night away from the house and have a good time." And he was like, "No, I don't like your friend Becky. I don't like her husband. I don't want to go over there." And she's like, "Do it for me." And I'm not going to lie. When we meet Becky, I thought she was like, I'm like, "You're the bad person." It's you.
Yeah.
You and your husband. You're her. Because Becky's husband, I can't remember his name, but Blake had gotten him the job at their old company, even though he was terrible at it. And so they go over and they start talking and they're like, how's it going? He's like, oh, I finally found a job. Like, how's the company? And the husband's like, oh, well, I'm the VP now. And that set up huge red flags for me. I was like, it was you! You're the reason why he got fired! You're all conspiratorial against him! Like, you don't like your friend with him, you want her to break up with him, you're gonna make him seem like a miserable, like, loser. That's why you did it!
No, I definitely, I saw it too. My hair stood up too on my back, I was like, oh, no.
Because,
like, this is all...
Yeah. Because in my brain, I'm like, I know it cannot be Whitney. That is too obvious of an answer. It will not be her. Like, it's a Freida book, it cannot be her.
Yeah, and Freida loves to do that, like, misleading. She makes the most obvious choice, not the choice. Yeah. And so you're just like, okay. So you're, like, process of eliminating.
Everybody's a suspect.
Everybody is guilty until proven
innocent. Honestly, I was waiting for the crazy lady from the beginning to somehow loop her way back in, and I was kind of disappointing. I was like, were you hired? Like, you set this up. You were a pawn in this.
Like a voodoo witch of some sort.
Yeah. And so they go over to Becky and whatever the guy's name is. And Becky, like, the moment, she's like, oh my gosh, Krista, girl, I love you. And then she's like, hi, Blake. And I'm like, wow. Like, you are a suspect. Put you on the list. Way at the top. You have probable cause.
Because she definitely, like, she didn't hide her disdain for Blake
at all. I'm like,
and so
but I also feel like they never really explained why.
I don't think they did. Yeah.
But see, I'm gonna tie this back to the surrogate mother here. Becky reminded me of the boss in Surrogate Mother, how she didn't like anybody, and she's like, no, you shouldn't be having a kid, you should be doing what's best for you, blah, 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 blah. Because the whole time she was talking to Krista, and she was like, you can find somebody better if you need anything, like, I will support you, you don't have to be with him anymore.
I could see that.
Team anti-Blake. Poor Blake.
And, he didn't seem crazy to me, honestly, besides, his actual... I felt like he was crashing out for a valid reason, but we just didn't know what the reason was.
His crash out, he escalated pretty far, but it was never, like, I don't know, violent. And so, the moment we meet Becky, like, for a long time, I was convinced it was her. I was like, oh, she's the one pulling these strings. And they convinced the husbands, like, you guys should hang out. And so they're like, all right, in a couple weeks, like, we'll plan to go out and get drinks. Like, sure.
Just to make you happy, because Blake would just do it to make Krista feel better.
And then,
he's like, fine.
What I thought was so weird was why Krista would bring up in conversation to Becky, they were talking about how they got the roommate and she's really great. And then they started talking about, like, the people who applied, and they're like, oh yeah, there was this one crazy lady. Blake, tell her about the crazy lady. And he's like, no, I'd rather not. Like, I don't want to bring her up. Like, this bitch already fucking hates me. Like, I don't want to talk about this. And she's like, no, what? Tell me. And then they tell her about how she was like, oh yeah, he's going to kill you. And Becky was like, well, aren't you going to listen to her, Krista? Because obviously Blake is a killer. And I was like, Becky, girl, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you're gonna murder somebody. But then I was like trying to piece together, I'm like, okay, but why would you murder your best friend just to frame this guy? What did he do to you? I'm like, I'm missing pieces to this puzzle and it's not coming together fast enough.
Honestly, though. But also, like, Krista, knowing that her best friend hates her fiance, should have known not to tell that fucking story. Because it's like, well, oh, you're just giving her more cause to, like, hate.
And the thing that was weird is, like, every time that has been brought up prior to this, she acted scared. And then now it's like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Isn't that, like, crazy? And I'm like, girl, you didn't feel that way until, like, literally this moment. Like,
literally.
What do you mean?
Oh my god. Like, you were always terrified every time it got brought up, or like when it happened, you were like, don't touch me, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be scared of you, the psychopath in my house. I'm gonna be scared of my fiance. What? Okay, red flag.
Yeah, a huge one.
Okay, it's your baby. Whatever you say.
You do you, boo-boo.
Yeah. So then they keep going on like this, and he just continues to spiral. Like, Whitney makes sure she's not home until like late at night, and like she tries her best to not see Blake. And so then Blake is like, what is she plotting? Like, she's gonna do something to like make me go even more crazy. And everyone is just kind of like, she doesn't need to do anything, my guy. You're doing it all on your own at this point.
Yeah, like you're doing a great job of that yourself.
Yeah. And I don't remember what the situation that happened, but it got to the point where he was like losing it. And Chris is like, you know what? I'm gonna go stay with Becky for a while.
Oh, it was.
Oh, the phone.
The what?
The phone, wasn't it? The phone. Like they were gonna go on a date, and he couldn't find his phone, and it was up in Whitney's room on her bed.
No, she found the bleach.
No, that was during. I think it was the phone. They were gonna go on the date, and then the phone. They found like he's like, I don't know where my phone is. It was just here, and now it's gone. And she's like, well, let me call it. And it was up on Whitney's bed. And he's like, I swear nothing happened. And Chris is like, you're cheating on me. I knew you thought she was pretty. And so then they go to their room and she starts packing a bag. And he's like, please don't do this. And that's when she finds the bottle of bleach in the closet.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
And she's like, what is this?
And he was like, that bleach is not mine.
And she's like, then why is it in our closet? And he's like, Whitney put it there. And she's like, so you just wanted to kill our fish? Fucking fish.
We're back
also,
to the fish.
like, dumbest plot piece, honestly. This fucking goldfish.
It's like, it's also perfect because it's like a fucking fish.
You're freaking out because of a fish?
You know?
And he's like, I can't even use that stuff. Why would I buy it? Like, it makes me break out. And she's like, I just have to go. I have to get away from you. And of course, she goes and stays with Becky. A little sus.
Yeah, a little bit. I was on the same track you were. I was convinced that, like, her, maybe not her, but Becky was plotting something against him to get her to leave Blake. I definitely thought that too.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you sneaky bitch. And
fucking
so
Becky.
then Krista leaves. And so it's just Whitney and Blake in the house. And he's like going crazy. He's like, I can't do this. I can't be in the house with her. And Whitney is like, oh, I cannot be in the house with him. He's fucking psycho. And also, things that have led up to this, like Krista and Whitney were hanging out, and he's like, why are you hanging out with her? She is, like, trying to break our relationship apart. And she's like, no, the only one doing that's you, buddy.
Yep. It's like, and you're still doing a wonderful job at it, by the way, in case you want to know.
You're still the problem. And so she goes to Becky's, and he's like, okay, like, I'll give her space. And he's trying to, like, text her and call her over the next few days and is getting nothing. Like, she will not respond to him. And so finally he agrees to meet up with Becky's husband for drinks. And he's like, well, how's Krista doing? He's like, well, she's baking a lot. And Krista would bake when she was, like, sad or stressed or whatever. And he's like, oh, I need to talk to her. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea, man. And I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
Why isn't that a good idea?
Yeah, especially, it's not like he met up with Becky, for example, where it's like, I feel like you're more prone to kind of listen to the best friend a little bit more when they're like, she's not ready to talk to you right now. Rather than the husband, you know? It's like, you're a little bit more removed, typically, from your wife's best friend. Yeah. Typically.
Yeah. And so then they kind of
trying to be a throuple. I don't know.
So then they kind of change the subject and they talk about like their old work. He's like, so how's the company going? He's like, oh, you know, same old. How's your job going? He's like, oh, it's going okay. And Becky's husband's like, yeah, you know, I'm surprised you got a job with what happened at like what you did to our company. Like, I'm surprised you can get anything in this town. And Blake was like, the fuck did you just say? And was immediately like, fuck you, go fuck yourself. I didn't fucking do that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Bye.
It's like, you're buying this beer.
I'm out. Deuces, you fuck. And he goes home and is like determined to find the source of these fruit flies. And he's like rummaging through and he finds the apples up in the
like
top of the cabinet in a paper bag, and it has like maggots. It's disgusting. And he's like, this fucking bitch.
It's so gross.
And so he like dumps them on Whitney's,
which was so mean and gross. I would be pissed if somebody did that to my bed.
And I think it's at this point when Krista moves out, we get the other point of view, right? We get it from her point of view now.
Yeah.
And so Whitney and Krista have been talking, and like they were talking about like, let's just get away from Blake. Like you and I can move in with each other. Like we've become friends. Like fuck this guy, he's crazy. And Krista's like, well, can you wait just a little bit longer? And she's like, dude, I don't know how much longer of this I can fucking take because he's psychotic. Like, I feel like he's gonna hurt me. Like, he's put shit in my bed. His phone has been in my room. Like, he comes and pounds on my door in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. And she's like, just a couple more weeks. Like, I promise, like, he won't hurt you. He's harmless. And she's like, then why the fuck did you leave? Like, what do you mean, bitch?
Whitney was clocking it. And she was like,
well, yeah. And so finally, like, Krista lets Blake come and see her. And he tells his work like he's sick. And, well, he doesn't call his work. He walks all the way to Becky's house and goes and talks to Krista. And basically, without formally like breaking up, it's basically them breaking.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just need more time. Like, I can't do this. And I think she gives the ring back.
She does, and a bag of snickerdoodles because they're his favorite.
And gives him some cookies to take, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the snickerdoodles. Those are.
And she's like, here for your troubles. Don't be sad. Like, it's fine. Like, maybe we can come back together again.
Snickerdoodles is gonna fix it.
And so then he does his, like, walk of shame back home. And then he's like, oh, fuck, I forgot to call into work. And so he calls, and they're like, well, how come you're not here? He's like, oh, I'm violently ill. And he's like, is that why so-and-so saw you standing out this apartment complex acting all crazy like an hour ago? And he's like, oh, well, sorry, I've had some personal stuff. He's like, no, like, don't fucking lie about it anymore. Like, you're fired. Like, you're lucky I even gave the chance. And he's like, well, what the fuck? And so he goes down, like, this rabbit hole of looking up Whitney. He's like, there has to be something. Like, I'm gonna prove that she's fucking crazy and it's not me. And goes down this rabbit hole and finally finds, like, the high school she attended in, like, a town that was, like, 2 hours away. And he calls them, pretending to be, like, a potential employer. Like, wanting to get, like, something for backgrounds, which I've never heard of someplace calling your high school.
Neither have I. I think it was proof of her diploma.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Which, like, I did hear about that, but this was, like, 10 years ago when you had to prove you graduated high school, but I haven't ever heard that on anything now.
Yeah. But also, like, you could be like, oh, I lost it, and then they can contact your high school. So maybe, because, like, I have mine.
Yeah, I have mine too, so I just...
So,
somewhere.
I don't know. But anyway, so he, like, called, and she's like, oh, well, I don't want to say anything bad. And I'm like, I loved this conversation, because this is so what a school secretary would fucking say. They are such gossips in the best fucking way. You want to find anything out? You go talk to the fucking school secretary. Like, you will get everything you want to know. Always, like, the sweetest people. They're like, well, you know, I don't want to talk bad, but... And he's like, well, tell me more. Like, this could be very pertinent to her job. She's like, well, she had a rough past.
I know.
And da-da-da-da-da-da. And she was just a really troubled kid, and she was dating this boy, and he cheated on her, and then the boy killed himself. And it just felt really coincidental. And he was like, fucking murder! Like, she murdered him! What do you mean?
So, this is where I started to get Surrogate Mother and this book confused. Because the backstories were so similar that I was, like, when I was reading Surrogate Mother, that's when I was, like, tying this together, and I would, like, think the wrong book, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is Surrogate Mother. Like, the farther we got into the book, I was like, oh. Like, the same. It's
Same.
me. We're twins. I am she is me, except when they think I'm her. That's what I got.
It's me, Jessica.
And this secretary still faxes him over everything he needed.
Yeah, I love that. I know. You're so right, though. Like, school secretaries, the best kind of gossipers you could ever, like, need in your life.
But then I was like, okay, when was this book written? Because there ain't no way. They would not fax over any records without a fax first. Like, that would not happen. Honestly. That is illegal. You cannot do that.
You know, it's a book.
It's
so.
fine.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. And so he gets, like, and he asked, somehow he fit into the conversation and found out that her parents still lived in the town. Or her mom did. And so...
Yeah. He went in, like, detective mode, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and so because
he wanted to find shit out, he found that shit out.
Well, because he had the fax, he got the address, and so he looked up the address, and then found out that the mom still lived there. And so he's like, well, it's only a 2-hour drive, and I don't have a job anymore, so it's fine.
Why not?
And then he asked to borrow what's his face's car, the Becky's husband's car.
Yeah, the husband. Which is like, it's a bold ask, especially considering like how he just treated him like a day ago.
But he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, I really fucking need this dude. He's like, all right, bro, like whatever. I'll let you do you, I guess. And so he drives to this town over and shows up at Whitney's mom's house, and he just sits out there for like hours.
Well, because at first she wasn't there.
Yes.
The mom. And he was like, oh, okay, I gotta wait.
And so he's just like camping out outside of her house, like doing a stakeout investigation. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have a couple of these snickerdoodles while I wait, because they're my fave. And so then she shows up back home, and he's like, all right, I'll give her a few minutes to get settled in. Like, nobody likes it when someone knocks at the door the moment you get home. Oh, wait.
True.
I feel like we skipped a very important part. I totally forgot about this. The neighbor. That was before this.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to pause, put a pin in this, rewind, because there is some information. So before Krista... No, they broke up.
It was before. So Blake had this ongoing weird battle with his neighbor, this old man. He would get yelled at for not taking in his trash can in time.
Fast enough,
because the old man didn't like it being on the curb. Yeah. And so he would always be telling him what to do. And Blake would try to be as pleasant with him as possible. Like, he even offered to fix, like, his steps or something like that for him. Because he kept tripping over them, and because the cement was, like, you know,
crumbling away.
And it was all uneven. Yeah. And man. Yeah. So he had this ongoing battle with this guy. And it just got worse after Krista left, because... He was that nosy neighbor.
Yeah, very nosy. Like, oh, what you doing? So when Krista moved out, that was a day, like, he swore he brought in the cans, and then his neighbor's like, why aren't you bringing in the cans? And he gets mad and, like, throws the trash can at his, like, 80-year-old neighbor. He doesn't hit him, but near him.
Doesn't hit him, but yeah. Like, here's him, here's where the trash can went, is what, like, I envisioned, you know?
And the old man was like...
Like, he just threw it near him.
And then goes inside. So then...
Literally.
the neighbor hasn't bothered him since. And then we fast forward to them breaking up. And he's, like, all sad. And he was walking home after that walk of shame. And he noticed that the neighbor's trash cans were still out. And he's like... That's weird. And he's like, oh, well, now I get to knock on your door and give you shit about it, motherfucker.
He was literally like, oh, this is my moment.
Yeah, he's like, let's go. Like, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Literally.
And when he approaches, this part pissed me off. So he approaches the door, and the door is ajar. So it's cracked open, not closed all the way. Immediately, I was reading this book. I'm like, don't fucking go in the house. Call the police. What are you doing? Does he listen? Well, and like, okay, he cracks it open. He's like, hello, mister, I don't remember your name. Are you home? You okay? No answer. Hello? And at that point, that's when I would have called the police. Like, I would not have gone in. Or I would have called 911 and been like, okay, he's not answering. He's really old. I'm walking in now. Like, so then you have documentation of what's going on. And so he, like, walks in, and he's, like, creeping through his house. He's like, oh, it's really dusty. And he walks into the kitchen, and he notices, like, there's a sandwich and a glass of milk. And he's like, oh, he must have been having lunch, and he calls from a few other times. And then there's stairs to go downstairs, and there's a light on down there, and he's like, Mr. Old Man, are you there? No answer. And so then he like goes in there, and it's a bathroom, and he is on the floor, had hit his head. He's dead. And he's like, oh my God, a dead body.
Yeah, freaking out. Which, something I love in books is how the characters always react when they see like a dead body. They just immediately panic.
Yes. They're like, oh my God.
It's just like, it's like, what?
And so like he like runs out of the house and then calls 911.
Like, you should have done that before, bro, not after, because now you look guilty AF.
Oh, and when he was walking through the house, he noticed this really ornate clock on the mantle. He's like, oh, we have one like that. And so the coroner comes, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, that happens. He's just old. You know, old people fall.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he didn't die like that day. He had died the night before.
Yeah.
So he had...
Wasn't the water running or something in the bathroom too?
I think so. Like for the bathtub or something.
So, yeah, so it made it look like he slipped, fell.
Yeah. And so he was like sad. So then he texts Krista, and he's like, hey, just so you know, like our neighbor, he died. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so then a few days go by, and then he loses his job, and he's all sad. He's going down the deep dive of like stalking Whitney, basically, figuring out all of her stuff. And the cops come back. They're like, hey, can we talk to you for a minute? He's like, yeah, sure. Oh wait, but before that, he notices like his living room rug is like off.
Oh yeah.
And so he had tripped over it. He's like, what the fuck? Normally this is like under the couch this way. And he lifts it up, and there's a giant brown spot on his wood floors. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And he goes to clean it up, and it's blood. And he's like, when the fuck did blood get here? And he's like, oh my God, my clock isn't in the kitchen. Whitney killed our neighbor, and she killed him here, and this is his blood, and I'm gonna be framed for murder.
Yep.
And so, spiraling even more, and so he's like trying to scrub the blood out of the floor, and he gets a knock at the door, and it's the cops, and he's like, and he opens the door, and he's wearing, he's like, he's a few beers deep, wearing like underwear, and he's like, can I put clothes on, please? Give me a minute. So he closes the door and like covers the blood stain back up and puts on a robe. And he comes back and he's like, hello, officers. And he's like, they're like, sir, have you been drinking? He's like, yeah, I've had a couple beers. Aren't I not allowed to have a couple beers? But it's America.
Yeah, like, I'm in the comfort of
It's a free country.
Like, no, it's the evening. Literally.
Calm down.
Like, don't question me. Don't question me. Do you see me coming to your house asking you if you've been drinking? No.
Leave me be. And so they start questioning him. So like, how was yours and your neighbor's relationship? And he's like, oh, you know, we bickered about the garbage cans. Oh, interesting. So what about that fight a few days before he died? And he's like, what do you mean? What fight? We didn't fight. Well, you threw a trash can at him. I didn't throw it at him. I just threw it near him. Technicalities. And they're like, well, why
like,
don't...
It was just in his general direction.
In his direction. Not... Dobie didn't mean to kill, just maim or severely injure. And he's like, well, the cop was like, well, why don't we just go down to the station and talk? And he's like, do I have to? Is
this a
he's like, do I have to go with you? And he's like, well, no, not right now. He's like, okay, then, no, I don't want to. It's really late. I'm tired. And I don't feel like that's a good idea. And they're like, okay, but don't leave town because we're watching you. And he's like,
yeah.
Okay. I would be shitting.
And then what does the motherfucker do?
Dude.
So would I. But then this crazy motherfucker, that's when he decides to leave town.
Yeah. I was like, when he left, I was like, that's gonna be like all the evidence they need to bring you in.
Yeah. Like, you get some big cojones there to be leaving town after they just told you not to.
Yeah, literally the next day. And so we're gonna fast forward back to him waiting outside of Whitney's mom's house after he traveled out of town. And he's waiting. She gets home. And he's like, all right, I'm going to give her some time. Like, don't want to rush her getting home from work. Let her calm down a little bit. And he eats a couple snickerdoodles. He's like, all right, I'm ready. Like, I'm hyping myself up. let's go. Like, no time like the present, right? And so he knocks on her door and he's like, hey, like, you're Whitney such and such's mom, right? And she's like, yeah. He's like, can I talk to you? She's my roommate. And she was like, come in.
Literally, that's what I pictured too, is just this exasperated.
She's like, God damn it.
God, here we go again. Come on.
Let me tell you the story. Like, and she's like, honestly, like, I thought she was dead. And I was like,
I know, I thought that was wild. I was like, oh, damn.
Like, okay. And he's like, yeah, she told us she had a different mom. And she's like, yeah, I'm not surprised. We haven't talked to her in years. And so she kind of goes into details about, like, the high school situation that happened when she got super jealous of the boyfriend and how he was flirting with another girl and then broke up with her. And, like, it was never confirmed that she killed him, but everybody, even her mom, thought she did. Like, she's like, no, he jumped, but, I don't think he jumped. I think he was pushed. And he was like, oh, yeah, wow.
It wasn't a willing jump.
Yeah, she's like, he had his whole life ahead of him. Like, why would he jump? Mm-hmm. And, so she's just, like, telling him how bad Whitney is and this, that, and the other thing. And he's kind of, like, standing, looking around, and he's looking at their family photos. And he's like, what the fuck? And he just, like, she's like, what? He's like, who is this in the picture? And she's like, that's Whitney. And the person in the picture is none other than Krista. Dun, dun. So she had left and changed her name because she had such a bad rep from murdering her boyfriend, supposedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
And so she changed her name, and the Whitney that was living with them was trying to get out of a bad situation with some loan sharks and found a name that wasn't being used anymore, and it just so happened to be Whitney's name.
Yeah, which is why Krista was so, like, eager to become friends with Whitney. Because she was like, I need to get my identity back. Like, she's just walking. She got so mad because she was walking around with her name. And it's like, but bitch, aren't you doing the same thing?
Yeah, I did not understand why Krista was so upset. Like, you literally changed your name for the same reason, and she's literally trying to get out of a dangerous situation, and you're mad that she's using your name. She's making your name better than what you had it, like, when it was yours.
Yeah, exactly. Not that Whitney actually knew what that name, like, held on to type of thing. But, yeah, she was just doing her, trying to, like, escape a loan shark, which, like, she didn't kill anybody, though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so Blake freaked out, and he's like, I gotta go now. And he's like, gets in the car, and he's driving back. And as he's driving, he's like, what the fuck? I'm feeling spinny, not great. Woozy. And she drugged the cookies. He's like, I gotta warn Whitney. I mean, not Whitney, but that's her name right now.
The person that I know is Whitney. I gotta warn her.
She's gonna kill her because, we also forgot, the whole reason why he went to go find out more about Whitney's mom is because he found a finger, somebody's severed finger between the fridge and the wall. Yeah. And he's like, oh my god, it's Krista's, like, Whitney cut off Krista's finger. Also, very weird that you knew what your fiance's finger looked like from it being severed.
Wasn't it because the nail was painted, like, the same colored nail polish as her?
Maybe.
I think it was something like that, something small specific detail, which, I mean, I'm gonna give, like, a hats off to a guy for noticing that.
Okay, fine. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And so, like, he's, like, trying to drive back, and he's like, I'm fucking getting fucked up right now. And he, like, barges into the house to try to warn new Whitney, but old Whitney is there, and she's like, too late, motherfucker. Like, this girl's done. She stole my name, and you cheated on me. And he's like, what? How did you know about this? She's like, you think I'm dumb?
Yeah, but, yeah. Yeah, how did she find out again?
Because he was acting weird. And then she went through his messages and found like salacious messages from the secretary.
Yeah, it was the secretary. And that's
because he was being distant and staying at work late before he became VP. And so she just had a sinking suspicion, and then she found out. And that's why Becky was on her side and hated him so much because she told Becky, so she had somebody like in her corner. She's like, yeah, he's a fucking cheater. Like, let's make his life miserable, bitch. And they're like, let's go, girls.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I still don't think I'd go as far as that, but yes.
Yeah, but that made so much sense as to why Becky was so like, fuck him, because she's like, yeah, he cheated on me, and she's like, oh girl, you don't deserve that. Revenge time.
I mean, still not the revenge choice I would do.
No, it feels real extreme.
A little bit. Like, there's a lot I'm willing to do for my best friend. There's a lot I'm willing to do for you. I don't, murder's not one of them.
You wouldn't help me hide a body? What kind of friend are you?
I mean, I guess it depends. If you murdered him, maybe not. I'd be like, oh, Sam.
What did you do? What happened?
What happened? Oh, I would have questions.
He had it coming.
Like, I couldn't condone it.
I don't condone this violence. The bloodshed.
Ugh. But yeah, no, that made sense why Becky hated him so much. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he cheated on her with the secretary.
Yeah, it's always the secretary.
It is. What hoes?
Damn.
I feel like that's in the job description. It's always the secretary. It's never...
It is.
We need a different trope here, people.
Yeah, like, stop. You're giving secretaries a bad name.
Yeah, make it like the copy boy or something. I don't know.
The copy boy. Yeah, though. Like, yeah. I mean, change it up a little bit.
Give him a little razzle-dazzle, as Kylie would say.
You gotta hit him with the razzle-dazzle, bro. If you're not razzling and dazzling, what are you doing in life?
Nothing, apparently. Fucking secretaries, I guess.
Apparently. Fucking Blake.
Fucking.
But Blake is like, this is gonna sound really bad. He's like the ideal cheater that you would want because he only did it that one time.
And he felt horrendous about it.
He felt terrible, and the secretary would try to hit him up, but he was like, nah, dude. Like, nah, that was a one-time thing. It shouldn't have happened.
I was just real stressed.
Yeah. Which isn't an excuse. I'm not condoning it at all.
But he wasn't like a serial cheater.
No. Like, it was a one-time thing, and he even said that. He's like, I felt horrible about it. Like, I knew, like, you were the person I wanted to be with.
Yeah.
Like, I regretted it the second it happened.
And she's like, well, it sucks. It's too late. Like, it's too late to apologize. It's too late. And, God. And so, real Whitney, aka Krista,
yes,
had this whole thing planned out because she found out because he cheated on her before he even made VP for the company. So it comes out that she was the one. She found out. She was like, I'm going to still play the loving fiance. She's the one who sold the information from his company to the other company and made a fuck ton of money. She's like, well, I'm gonna stash this away for when I'm done with this and I can get the fuck out of Dodge. And she had this friend from high school who like loved her, was also equally crazy, and he's like, I would treat you so good. But he was like really techie and can like hack into shit, and so he would help her with everything. And that's how he found, because she's like, I'm gonna need another new identity, my guy. Because shit's gonna go south here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to get out of here. And he's like, all right. And that's when they find out about Whitney using her name. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, well, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'll take them both fucking out. Fuck these people. Like, she just had a real vendetta. And honestly, I think the thing that made me, like, so annoyed with this book is there was, like, no rationale as to why she behaved this way.
It all just stemmed from, like, her being cheated on by that one boy in high school. Like, she couldn't handle rejection is what it sounded like and how it seemed, at least. But
it was just like, you can't so extreme.
Why are you killing? It was. And, like, she was starting to make her, like, redemption arc when she was with Blake, and then he cheated on her, and it re-triggered the crazy fucking Whitney.
Yeah. And she's like, love isn't real. No one can ever love me. I hate it here.
Basically.
And so it was just like such, I don't know, like her villain arc story. I was like, eh.
Yeah. Well, and then it sucks for the poor guy, her poor best friend, techie guy. He was in love with her. They did the deed. He did all the things that she needed him to do, and then she offed him.
Yeah, I forgot about that. She, like, was finally like, all right, I'll have sex with you. Has sex with him, and, like, comes in and just, like, whoosh, slices his throat.
Yep.
As he is, like, coming. Like, well, at least you got to get off. Your dopamine is so high, you probably didn't feel it.
I guess that's one way to look at it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Silver lining, I guess.
Yes. And so, as Blake, like, barges into the house to try to warn good Whitney about bad Whitney, Whitney's already there. Krista's already there with Whitney. And Krista's like, I don't understand. If I ever chose to be a bad guy, quit explaining yourself to people. That's what fucks you up. Like, in every book, movie, TV show, the villain feels this sense of need to tell them the plan, which gives them time for their plan to be foiled. Just do the plan. If you really want to, tell somebody the plan, be like the Zodiac Killer and leave cryptic messages that don't tie back to you, and you can tell your story, okay?
Yep. That's always when they're telling their plan. That's when you get caught, my guy.
Yep, every time. And so he was like, you're not gonna get away with this. And she's like, oh, honey, like, I already have. And I don't remember what she did to Whitney.
I think she stabbed her.
Oh, that's right, one time.
Yeah, it was like right in the stomach.
Like, they were talking and she just turned on like,
yep.
And she's like, oh, are you not feeling good, Blake? How are the cookies? I poisoned them, motherfucker. You're gonna die.
Yup. And he was just like, the fuck? Like, I would be upset that you ruined my favorite cookie.
Right? Snickerdoodles are so good. But the fact, okay, she's a really good baker, because if she could hide that poison in a simple cookie like a snickerdoodle, she is a craft baker. Like, excellent at her craft, because it's not like she could try it to see if they tasted weird.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow.
So she's, like, telling her whole plan and how Blake fucked up, and she's like, yeah, dude, you dumb shit, motherfucker. And then she gets stabbed.
Yep.
Multiple times.
Because she didn't actually kill New Whitney.
And she's like, God damn it, I should have stabbed her twice to make sure she was dead. That wasn't my bad.
Yeah. But that gave, like, Blake enough time. I think he called the police or something in that time before he, like, fell unconscious.
Yeah.
And didn't he try to puke it all out?
Yeah. So when he was driving, he was feeling weird. And that's when he realizes, fuck, these fucking cookies are poison. And he pukes them up.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, driving and he's, like, putting together, like, that's not Krista's finger, that's Whitney's finger. Things are gonna go bad real quick.
Yeah. And yeah, so then he was like, okay, make myself throw up, which making yourself throw up is already ruthless and hard. So, like, the fact that you did that, like, nope, I can't.
Well, I mean, it's that or die.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I'd have to be in the situation to really make a legitimate decision.
And so then the police... she doesn't die, does she, Whitney?
No, she doesn't. Wait, which one?
Krista. Old Whitney. Maybe she does.
I think she does, but I'm not 100% sure.
Whitney takes her out, I think. But Whitney,
I think so,
and Krista Whitney and Blake both make it. He miraculously recovers, and the whole time Whitney is there, like, making sure he's okay, and he's like, I am sorry for being a douche to you, and she's like, you were being pretty douchey, but you had a reason. She was literally making you go psychotic, my guy.
Yeah, so it was a warranted reason why you were a douchebag. She wasn't gonna, like, hold it against him, but she was like, yes, you were, I accept your apology, but it makes sense now why you were such an asshole.
And, so then Blake ends up selling his house in New York and goes and takes over his dad's hardware business.
And then, who was it that killed the neighbor?
It was Krista.
Was it Krista?
With their clock.
Oh, yeah.
She bashed him in the head
with
it.
What the fuck is the ending, then? The epilogue.
Remember the epilogue.
Oh, Whitney had actually planned to stab Krista the night that Krista tried to kill her, and she thought Blake would go down for it.
Yeah. Because she wasn't expecting Blake to make it back to the house.
Yeah. So, she did kill Krista.
And she had killed the neighbor. Krista had killed the neighbor, and she was planning on having Blake go for the fall for the neighbor and Whitney.
Yeah. Okay, I see what the thing was. Frank Gallo that was the loan shark for New Whitney.
Yes.
Told her to kill, and so she was like, I didn't kill Krista to save Blake's life. I killed her to save my own. So that was like this weird plot twist. Was like technically good Whitney wasn't good Whitney, but it just worked out that way.
Well, it worked out that she was killing a bad person.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the end. Well, that is the end, but that's Krista Whitney died.
Yeah, this book was okay. It was not my favorite. It was way too close to the Stargate for me. With we drugged you to kill you, and you're gonna go down for all of this, and you're gonna go down for so-and-so's murder, and we used your item to kill that person.
Yeah. So I just read my review on it, because I read this book in August, which makes sense why I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of it. I didn't realize I read it that long ago.
It didn't feel that long ago. I feel like you just read it.
So do I. But, so initially, because I didn't read The Surrogate Mother before, I read it afterwards, it gave me the boyfriend vibes, but way more vengeful. Because, and I remember why it gave me the boyfriend vibes was because Krista kind of had this domineering, if I can't have him, nobody can have him, kind of the girl in The Boyfriend.
Yeah.
So that's what it gave me, for a split second, until everything ties together more with The Surrogate Mother.
Yeah, I could see that with The Boyfriend. It was just but yeah. But as I was reading it, I was like, I feel like I've read this before.
No, that makes sense when you brought that up, especially when he went to go see the mom and talk about Whitney. That's where I got the surrogate mother part confused. In my mind, I was like, I swear I've read this before. But then I was like, oh wait, no, that's the Tenant. And I don't know why I didn't put the two and two together then, but I didn't.
Yeah, and it just I don't know. It was just a bummer because I really wanted to like it more than I did.
I understand. But I think it goes with what you were saying, the cover just looks a lot more
menacing.
Intense. Yeah. Yeah. But initially I did really like it. I'm sorry to you because I think I just set you up for failure with her books.
You really did.
I didn't know, though.
You really did. Because reading The Boyfriend first, The Boyfriend is really good.
It is. I think you would like The Teacher.
I do eventually want to read that one.
That one, I know I say this about a lot of her books, but I truly did not see that coming, the ending.
And I think that's why I liked The Boyfriend so much, because the plot twist got me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because I had never read one of her books before, so I didn't know how she did her plot twists. Because I feel like that also kind of ruins it too. Because now going into it, I'm like, well, I know it can't be this main person who she's trying to set it up for me to think it is, because it's never that person. But then I'm waiting for the one book that it is that person, where she switches it up and she's like, actually no, it was that person the whole fucking time. You idiot.
I've honestly been waiting for that too. And there's one book that is kind of sort of like that. I'm not going to tell you which one. You'll have to figure that one out on yourself. But you could research and then you could figure it out. But yeah, on The Boyfriend, I didn't see the ending coming. And then The Teacher, I truly did not see the ending coming. But so far, and I've read, I don't know how many books I've read by her. I want to say I've read 11.
A lot.
Of Freida's books, yeah. And The Boyfriend has still been my favorite. I think a close second thus far is The Teacher, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked The Teacher, but The Boyfriend is my favorite. And it was also just my first Freida book, and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah. That's the one you sent me, and you're like, you have to read this.
Yep. I've bought it for pretty much everybody. I'm like, you need to read this book.
It's good.
It's a good book. I love that book. I want to read it again, but I don't want to quite yet because I can still remember a good chunk of it. And I didn't read it all that long ago. So I'm I just want to wait a little bit so that I can just enjoy it again.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing that's hard. When I read these other books and I rate them, because I've already forgotten a lot of the Tenant. I've forgotten a good chunk of the Surrogate Mother. And the Housemaid I remember a decent amount. But The Boyfriend, I remember that book. And so I'm that's another thing, how I'm oh, that book isn't very good if I don't remember.
Yeah. No, it's exactly how I felt when we did the novellas. about the following one, and I was like, I truly don't remember anything in this
those books.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's The Tenant.
By Freida McFadden.
By Freida McFadden. I would still say, like, if you want to read it, by all means read it. Like, you know.
I would say pick one or the other. Either read The Surrogate Mother or read The Tenant. Don't read both.
Yeah, and if I had to give my personal advice and opinion on which one to read, I'd say read The Tenant over Surrogate Mother.
Yeah, I agree. Tenant.
Yeah. The Tenant, like, story. It's better. And maybe I'm a little biased because I read The Tenant first, but I also, like, The Surrogate Mother is such an early book of hers. And not that it's bad, just I like the parts that she does, like the part 2, part 3.
Yeah. Thing. Well, like, I was just thinking, the surrogate mother, like, the bad guy is kind of the person that you think it's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah. She did throw in, like, the small little twist, though, with the first receptionist, so.
Yeah, and Sam.
But yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah, but, yeah. So, that's The Tenant.
That's The Tenant. It was fine.
It was fine. It's probably, like, I probably wouldn't read it again anytime in the near future, you know?
I don't think it would ever be one that I reread.
It would probably be one that, like my every 10 years that I read Harry Potter type of thing.
Okay, I could see that.
Where it's like, oh, this feels like a new book.
So that was one I was really glad because I almost bought it when I saw it at TJ Maxx because I was like, oh, it's only $7.99. But then I was like, it's on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm so glad I opted to read it on Kindle Unlimited because I was like, that would have made me mad if I bought that book.
I totally understand. I only buy her books just because I like pretty much all of her books a little bit, at least. You know, so far, like I've said already, The Surrogate Mother has been my least favorite one. And I'm currently reading her very first book, The Devil Wears Scrubs. And that's interesting. I'm almost done with it. But yeah, so that's what we got for you on The Tenant.
Yeah, be sure to like and follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and like and subscribe to our YouTube so you can watch all of our shorts and watch our podcast episode if you so choose. You can also catch us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon. I feel like I'm missing one. iHeartRadio. Basically almost anywhere where you can get your podcast.
And on Patreon, we started a little tier group, and you can join us and be our little podlings. That's the name of the tier. And it's so cute. But that's where we're going to have, like, bonus content that we don't release on all of the things, you know? Like, we just did a collaboration episode.
Yeah, we did.
With the podcast, Shaded Reality Pod. The first half is on YouTube, but if you want the second half, it's on Patreon.
They are the sweetest people.
They are great. I love them.
They are, like, we can't wait to do more collaborations with them because it was so much fun. So much fun. So, if you guys have not, check out that. Yeah, if you guys, for one, if you haven't watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, that's what we talked about in the episode that we collaborated on. And just their take, it was so great, like, being a part of it. I'm like, oh, you guys think the way I think. Like, we can all, like, just be mad about this together. Like,
and it was so great having, like, the same opinions about it, and you guys we all got to be mad about the same thing.
Yes, together. And I feel like their podcast and ours are very similar in the way that they banter, very similarly to how we banter. The only difference is we talk about books and they talk about reality TV shows.
Yeah. It's great. It's like two different worlds, like, combined in one. So it was a lot of fun. I would definitely check out the episode and, you know, check out all of their other episodes.
Too. Their podcast is so easy to just sit and listen to.
Yeah.
Like, you can just have it on and you're doing something and they say something funny and you're like, oh, yeah, I agree with that. And, like, it's just like, one of those like
It's
easy
so
in the background to have on, and like you're just like, yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And
yeah, they're great. They're great. We had so much fun with them. We can't wait to work with them again. But yeah, so that's where those episodes are, and we'll have like more bonus content on Patreon eventually. We're still working on it. I'm still figuring out Patreon. Okay.
Yeah, Patreon's interesting. Patreon is very
It's
interesting.
I'm a very low tech woman figuring all this out. Okay. Oh God. But yes, do all the things that Sam said.
Do all the things that Sam. Yeah, listen to me.
But yeah, so on that note, thank you for listening.
Have a good day, night, morning, whatever it is when you're listening.
Yes. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.